Like, just to go full take.
We're just going live. We're good.
Hey, we're back!
We're back. Yeah, stream died. I don't know how, but whatever. We went off the rails more than ever. But yes, thanks for not leaving us completely, folks. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We will finish up this thing one last little time here, and then we'll let you guys get on with your all-in experience for sure. So, what do we want to do before we go to the last topic of the day is maybe show you guys what we got coming up, because we got a very busy week ahead of us here at our local establishment. So we're going to go to the calendar and let you guys see what we got coming up here for the rest of the week. Stay tuned. I think we're back here. Weird stuff going on. My computer's even doing weird stuff at the moment, so we'll blame all the technical difficulties on my equipment setup here today. But there.
Wait, Ed,
I'm not hearing you, Ed.
Yeah. It's all Parrish's fault.
There we go. Right. We'll just blame the guy that's not here.
Hey, he's the one who came in, and then as soon as he left, the stream just randomly
very
ended.
Convenient. Yep.
I didn't touch a damn
it was
button
not
this
Bobby.
time, Chris. Trust me, I didn't touch anything. Seriously.
I'll defend
Bobby.
Yeah.
Because I was still talking.
Yeah, but Bobby didn't even know the stream was over. He still yapping on and carried on and being after like, Bobby, it's over. Bobby.
I would have gone on all day long, and everybody would have.
Yeah. He didn't want the show to go off the rails, but he caused it to go off the rails.
He didn't cause it to go off the rails. He crashed the whole damn train.
Parrish did.
I was saying, he crashed the whole damn train. He didn't even go off the rails.
He's like, I'm going to prevent this from happening. End stream.
He's like, there's no way they can screw up if they're not on the TV.
That's true.
Oh, you try to put that past us, Parrish. We can screw up even if we're not on the air. Trust me.
Hattie coming in and he said, without me, the show doesn't go on. It's so true. And Hattie, I just saw that you subscribed to our YouTube channel. Thanks for doing so. And of course, you get a spin of the money spinner when you subscribe to us. There you go. Thank you for being a friend of our local establishment and coming in here. Really do appreciate the support. And we are going to let you guys get back to AEW's All-In event here very shortly. We got one last topic, and it's probably one of the biggest topics of the professional wrestling world this week outside of the actual action that we're seeing inside the ring. We've got, of course, there we go, lurking on the side of Twitch there, the Freak Plays. Thank you very much for lurking. But yes, the final topic we're going to bring up today, and we're not going to go on about it too long because I know that both Chris Best and Karl have a big dedication show coming up on Tuesday, but I did want to touch upon and send our respects both to Terry Funk and to the passing of Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt especially shocked me. Terry Funk, we know he's been around a long time. He's had some medical issues for a long time. Not as unexpected. Definitely heartbreaking still, but not as unexpected. Bray Wyatt, I didn't even know what to say when I heard the news. When I read that report, and at first I saw Mike Rotunda's name come up at the beginning of the report, and my brain went to, oh, Mike Rotunda's passed away. And I'm like, no, Mike Rotunda reporting that his son I'm like, oh God, no. Like, I mean, I know I've been very critical of Bray. You know, I've been critical of his in-ring work a little bit, but man, I don't wish this on anyone. It's a very sad moment. Astrid, your thoughts on this news?
Yeah, I thought the same thing because when I first read the tweet, I think it was Karl that posted in our Slack chat, and then when I first read it, I kept thinking like, "Oh, my rotunda passed away," and I was like, "Oh, shoot!" But then, and the wording of stuff, I had to keep reading it. I was like, "Oh," I was like, "What, Bray?" I literally started getting goosebumps, and I couldn't believe it. I thought this was a fake tweet at first. I had to look at the account to make sure it was the Triple H's account. And then when I did, I literally started shaking. I went to my brother. I was like, Bray passed away. Bray passed away. He goes, what? And he literally took my phone and started trying to read it because he didn't believe it either. And it was incredible to think about. It's like he's so young, and not only thinking about his career, but also thinking more importantly about his wife Jojo and the kids. They still have young kids, so thinking about them right now, it just broke my heart so much. And I kept thinking also from my point of view, I've only started watching wrestling since the early 2000s. So, like, from the people that I've seen that have passed away in wrestling, Eddie was the one that hurt me the most so far. And then I had Brody, and now Bray is the other one that really hurt me a lot, too. It's like, I really enjoyed all the work he had done, the creativity, how creative he was, and with the storylines and everything he did in each one of his characters. And I just kept thinking back of, like, watching him in NXT up until now and how much that he had done. And I just kept thinking one thing that I loved about it, too, is that just like Brody and Eddie, I saw so many people talking so many positive things about him, especially how kind he was and how he was always talking to people and seeing videos of people, like how welcoming he was to the other kids and the fans, and like so many things like that. That just make me think like it's terrible that he passed away. Such a person that such a golden heart. That's what made me think about the most. But I'm glad that I know they had time at least, but I'm glad they dedicated and did a part of SmackDown towards both of them. But even more important towards Bray, because somebody that was on the show not too long ago. But yeah, this definitely is one that really broke me. I had to stop thinking about it because then I would keep crying, and it's like I can't believe it thinking of his family. Yeah, and just I love seeing messages people, especially from people like Alexa Bliss, who was working with him not too long ago, and especially so close by with the Firefly Funhouse. It just made me think it's such a loss for being such a great person. But yeah, rest in peace to him, and hoping the best for their family and that they can heal up, and especially during this grief process.
For sure. Yeah, and Chris saying the strange thing was he was doing an online DJ session when Karl posted that in the Slack chat, and he was playing Bray's newest theme song at the time. I was prepping to go live with Bring Respect Radio at the time too, and it's the hardest thing to try to want to do a show and come in with a high energy and bring people back to a good place when something so somber happens at the same time. Ed, your thoughts on this situation?
Yeah, it's tragic. I mean, 36, you should never die that young. 36 is 36, and that's a terrible tragedy. But yeah, JoJo, the kids, Nash, and the others. The only name I can never remember is Nash because of the way he spelt it. But just Bray was such a talent, and everybody in the wrestling community seemed to adore and love him, no matter what company they are, no matter where they are. As we saw, Mercedes was even in the crowd, is wearing a Wyndham armband in the crowd over at Wembley today. I was a little disappointed in WWE for Friday night show because I thought they'd go full Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Owen Hart, and they didn't. It sounds like they're saving it for a documentary because everybody under the sun is reporting that everybody that they could get their hands on was brought in to do tribute videos. So it sounds like we're getting some sort of an online documentary or something for Peacock. But I just would have liked something more substantial in person. I know they have a pay-per-view to build to. I know they have, TV that they have to do and stuff they have to get across. But it's times like this where you just throw out the script and just go full tribute. And I was a little disappointed they didn't go full tribute. Yeah. On the other hand, as much as he wrestled everywhere but WWE for the most part, I was a little disappointed that Cody Rhodes was the only one they brought out to talk about Terry Funk. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more focus paid to a legend like Terry Funk. Yeah. To give him a hardcore battle royal and then the only hardcore element be a table. is a little disappointing. But I mean, I grew up watching crazier than death Terry Funk doing anything and everything he can do to entertain the audience and do major physical bodily harm to himself along the process. He called himself middle-aged and crazy, and he damn sure was. You know, all right, and we have, you know, everybody gets to agree to disagree, because Job says WWE did a great job in keeping their show rolling while paying a ton of respectable funk. Like I said, I agree. They did a really good job in doing what they did. We've seen in the past when a current talent passes away, they typically go full tribute on it. We don't typically have them go halfway, and it seemed like they went halfway. I did love the QR codes that they did for all of Bray Wyatt's best moments. I thought that was really cute and really interesting. No, I mean, the documentary will be good because it'll give them an opportunity to put together a much longer thing. If they want to do 2 hours, they can do 2 hours. If somebody breaks down for 40 minutes during their session and can't really do it, it can be cut down a lot easier over the next 3 weeks than it can be in an hour and a half when they brought all these talent in 5 hours. But we've seen them do it before. I mean, he was already on the All-In 0 Hour. Jeff Jarrett. The Jeff Jarrett when Owen Hart passed is one of the hardest things to watch in professional wrestling. And the fact that they didn't go full tribute was just a little annoying, because I was expecting full tribute. I was ready for full tribute because I kind of wanted full tribute.
Yeah. And we got Hattie saying doing a documentary is not a thing during the show is a little low class.
I mean, to say that they didn't do a thing, they did plenty during the show. The 10-bell salute at the beginning, the Firefly at the end, the chair after they did the video package where they had a 5 to 6 minute video package.
Eric Rowan
they did
was
a
there.
lot. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they brought in Eric Rowan, and they didn't just put him in the crowd like some other people said on Twitter. He was front and center.
Yeah, and Strowman too.
Yeah, and Braun was the one who yelled. I saw some fan footage. Braun's the one who stood forward and yelled as loud as he could. He's got the whole world in his hands to get the crowd moving from "Thank You, Wyatt" to the whole world in his hands, because they needed somebody to do it, and Braun stepped up.
Yeah, it was a beautiful touch for sure. I mean, no matter what you're going to do, there's going to be people who might be critical of it.
Jim's totally right. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. There's going to be a portion of the crowd that doesn't want to have the full tribute, and they just want to see their wrestling and get away from it. And then there's so many of us that want the full tribute. There was never a good way to do it. They did the best they could, and I don't say that they did a bad job. I just expected more because we've seen what happens when it happens.
Yeah, totally agree with you at 100%. And it's a very sad moment, and they did what they could to pay that tribute. The tribute that I saw, absolutely beautiful what they did and everything like that. It's tough because, again, it's so unexpected one day before you go live with the show to decide what you're going to do. And I know it's been in the comments earlier too that, you know, some of us older wrestling fans have had to deal with this many times before. For some of the younger fans or newer fans to professional wrestling, it's kind of a new experience to have to deal with somebody so young passing away in the business like this. It's a tough process. Jimmy saying, I'm with you too, Ed. I wanted a full tribute to. Don't know if they can because they still had to do Fox and Progressive Reads, insurance company sponsoring floating head interviews about a dead man. That sparked outrage.
I agree. Like I said, and Jim's right on target. Jim has, and by the way, if you haven't seen Jim's content, please go subscribe to Job.Wrestling.
Yes.
They have some of the best weird, different, funny stories that you may not have ever heard are all on his channel. If you want a little taster, I believe he has a constant live stream of just some of his shorts and some of his shorter videos that are absolutely fantastic. So definitely go and do it.
Definitely so. And Hattie mentioning if you set the bar for a full tribute, you got to do it for everyone. And I can see that. I definitely can see that, especially somebody who's so integral to the company, especially right now. So I can understand the outrage from fans who wanted that full tribute. I can understand, from the perspective, especially for people in the arena who probably wanted to have some wrestling to take their mind off of what was going on at the same time.
But I wouldn't say do it for everybody, because that's what happened with Benoit, and obviously everything came out later, so they feel like they regretted it. So I feel like if they notice something like, for example, the Bray, that was an illness, some natural cause and things like that, I'd understand them doing like a full tribute, because it doesn't do anything like to the company to put it like that. But if you notice something like similar to like the Benoit side, then it's going to reflect on them as a company. They do a tribute to the person, and then everything comes out later. So I think probably that's maybe could be why with some people, not with Bray per se, but with like some people, they may be hesitant to do like a full tribute. But that's the only thing I can think about. But for Bray, I don't understand why they didn't do it in that aspect. I don't know if it could be because they couldn't get a lot of people at the same time arriving, because Alexa even said that she tried going, but the flights that they had wouldn't be an option for her to arrive before the show ended. That's why she couldn't make it. So maybe sometime during the next week or so, we'll get them kind of filming those tributes for some kind of thing later on, like Ed was saying, some kind of documentary or like a special later on, just to give it more time that it deserves, because maybe that's another thing too. A lot of people couldn't make it as well.
Yeah. And I agree with all of this too, because again, you are damned if you do, damned if you don't. Now everyone's going to agree on the way that it should be handled, and that's just the unfortunate nature of it. But at the same time, it's unfortunate it happened in the first place, and that we even have to have a debate over how to pay tribute to somebody who is only 36 years old in this industry. It should never happen like that, and I think we can be in full agreement on that side of the fence anyway. Chris saying supposedly Raw might continue on with those tributes too.
Yeah,
so we will find that out on Monday night going into that, and Chris will be able to tell you all about that on the Raw watch along. But in the meantime and in between time, we are only minutes away from the actual full card of AEW All In, and I'd be damned if I want to keep you people from watching your wrestling this afternoon. And I know we're all going to be.
Wait. You mean me and Astrid get the short straw because AEW decides to do a show in the middle of the afternoon?
Oh no, really? I've short strawed busted out before. Trust me, and nothing to do with who's on the show.
Damn you, AEW and Tony Khan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you don't have to yell at me for not having a ticker for you. Be like Papa Smokes.
I'm not like Papa Smokes. I would never do that. You can find me on the X at EdFries12584. You can find me with all my gaming content on the Twitch at EdFries2002. I don't have no blue skies. I don't need them. I have nice shirts. I don't need no threads. None of that stuff. But yeah, you can also find me every Tuesday night with this lovely lady right here as we talk all things NXT every Tuesday night on Taking Over. And then you can find me every Wednesdays as I claw my way back 9 weeks in, and I'm almost there, clawing my way back to the top of the Wrestle Draft, where you can find me and another guy who was here who ended the stream, Chris Parrish, as we go ahead and have our My GMO and Wrestling WWE 2K23, where we go ahead and we have Wrestle Draft.
There we go. Wrestle Draft coming up on Wednesday. Astrid, what do you have going on? And there's your ticker down below.
Well, I need my blue skies and my threads to continue on. But anyway, you can find me on Instagram and threads, Astrid Pizarro 20, and then blue sky and Twitter is Astrid Pizarro. Like he said, you can find me on Tuesday doing Taking Over, talking about NXT. And today, actually, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, I do have my next vlog that's going on my YouTube channel. And that's where you can see past episode of Astrid Ask and Ladies Wrestling Showcase as well.
Wonderful. Good to hear. And you can also check out our good friends over at rogueenergy.com, where you can use that promo code OLEPODS to get 10% off your order. You didn't see earlier, there is the ticker down below to follow our local establishment on all the different socials that the kids are talking about, as well as reaching out to us, because we have an email as well, too. So you can always reach out to us via email. If you want to reach out to me, Bobby Munson, there's my ticker down below. That's where you're going to find me on all the socials, as well as my personal Twitch channel as well. You can find me on Thursday nights with Papa Smokes for Ring Respect Radio. And you can catch me probably in many capacities next weekend. We'll see what goes down. We got a busy weekend next weekend. And, of course, we got that tailgate watch-along party for MLW Fury Road next Sunday, along with the return of Chris Parrish to Busting Out. So we'll be back off the rails next Sunday with you guys. Though, enjoy AEW All In today. I want you guys to have a good day of professional wrestling. Be nice to one another. Take care. And we will see you very soon. And as we say each and every week here on Busting Out, in the meantime and in between time, you've been busted.
You're ready to rock, we'll just let it fall. Are you ready now? Are you ready to move? With me, just move with me. Move with me, come on, get up and move with me. Just move with me, move with me. Here for the war.